Okay, I'm gonna talk about Sacred Seven episode 2. What can I say about it? After seeing this, I actually liked that what's his name, Tandoji. Um, it was a fun episode, I guess. Um, we get to see a little bit about we get to see a bit about Ojo Sama's backstory and Tandoji's backstory. There's not much play between Tandoji and what's her name. I can't remember what her name is. Yeah, there's not much play between Tandoji and Wakana today. Well, except that there is a little scene where they stand on the river and like they're playing with rocks, and Wakana is being her sweet little girly self, trying to woo Tandoji out of his shell. But it was cute. Um, um, but um, but then we learned that the Ojo Sama has like a little running with the dark, the people who are with like the bad guys, the Dark Stones. Um, that her sister was made into a crystal, and she believes that what. So her sister hibernates in a crystal, and she believes that by saving the sister, she can, by killing the Dark Stones and engaging them in warfare, that she might be able to save her sister, which is fine. Good enough story. I was happy that Tandoji did it was not all like trying to act cool like the end of the first episode, like I was talking about. He had a little bit of hesitation, but then when he sees the reason why the Ojo somehow is fighting and wants him to fight too, there is he goes on board and goes around and kill bad guys. So it's sort of like it's an okay episode. It's not I'm not sure Secret Seven is an episode I would be blogging too much about. It's not that compelling. And there's a thing about the bad guys, the Darkstones, right? So they have some ridiculous plan in which somehow the Darkstones were able to commandeer an American military helicopter. In Japanese anime, if they want to show if they want to show force of power, they always use the American military, but it's funny. But anyway, they were able to go to a U.S. base, commandeer some Black Hawk or something, and then the Americans are all secret about it, that someone has been able to hijack the helicopter, but so it's up to the Japanese, Tandoji and the Ojo Sama to save to save the Black Hawk. But another reason why they have to slay the Black Hawk is that in the Black Hawk they had warheads, and the Dark Stones have commandeered that warhead, and they're going to I don't know, bomb Japan or something. It's something silly. And but there's a funny scene in which Tandoji is up on is up in a helicopter, is up in an army helicopter is moving in the sky, and he has to skydive to go and engage the Darkstones who have commandeered the American Black Hawk. It was funny because he jumps out, no parachute, and then the Ojo Sama also jumps out, no parachute, because and then you have this you have the butler guy going why the butler trying to make some sense of the scene. But it's funny because it was rather unphysical, right? It was very unphysical, because first of all you have Dainoji who has jumped out moments earlier, and then you have the Ojo-sama who jumps out later, and somehow they're able to catch up with each other. That's really, really unphysical. It's sort of it's it's sort of physical. There's no engine to propel them. I guess you could shape their body differently to what's the word, to kind of have some way of changing the air resistance so that one can move slower than the other. But still, you can't. If they leave at different times, you can't. One cannot catch up with the other unless there's some sort of propelling, accelerating force somewhere. But anyway, they meet in the air, and Ojo-sama has her own little crystal things that makes Tandoji, transform into this, secrets into this, mecha type thing. It's cute. They kill the Darkstones. They kill the bad guy, and then there's this sort of like, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like I don't know if it's meant to be a brother-sister scene of intimacy, or it's supposed to hint at, a coming romantic coupling. But there is something going on with Tandoji and Ojo-sama, which, I don't know, I found it a bit trite, because the Ojo-sama is so, feminine about it. She's like, oh, she's like, it's like blushing and then going, oh, I know Tandoji is always going to protect me, so I know I can jump out of the plane without no parachute because I know he's going to always protect me, like, whatever. But it's a fun episode. I don't think I'll be, saying much about this series again because it's not compelling and I don't care for the Darkstones that much. It was like, it's fine that they are fighting against these people, against these horrible beings, but since none of them have any personalities, none of the Darkstones have any personalities, and they all have some strange reason for wanting to destroy humans, which I don't quite know why. So it's like it's sort of like almost like Blade. I don't care that they are fighting to save Earth. And so if you don't care about that, if you don't care about good defeating evil, so you have to care about the characters, and the characters are a bit, yeah. But anyway, you guys are welcome to watch more of that. But I probably will watch more of it, but I won't say anything about it anymore. Oh, another annoying thing is that the Ojo-sama's pet. In the first episode, like, I did not quite hear that he ended every word with everything he says. He ends it with Oni. I'm going to go to the market today, Oni. Blah 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 blah, Oni. And it's. Oni, I believe, is a demon in Japanese, right? A demon in English. So it's not funny. It's like, okay, he says it 1 or 2 times, right? But then throughout the episode, he keeps ending everything with Oni, Oni. And I found it annoying towards the end. I just wish someone took that thing and dashed it against the rocks and like I didn't break into pieces. But that was that. But that Oni thing, yeah, I was curious about it. But then like the fan subbers, they translated it as hell. So everything it's pretty much is like everything it says hell. Everything is but towards the end. So it's a good translation. When in English it sounds good because the hell it's done creatively. But in Japanese it doesn't sound so good because it doesn't. The Oni doesn't really quite. It's not modifying anything. He just ends everything in Oni. So sort of like. But anyway. And that's that.